On September the 6th, we were driving back to pick up my eldest daughter, Melissa. I was confronted with a lorry driving on the opposite side of the road, which unfortunately didn't leave me many places to go. So I've then had to, at the last minute, steer onto the opposite side of the road to try and avoid him. Unfortunately, he collided with the front of our car. Maisie was in her car seat and was slumped forward with her head on her chest with just blood all over her face and all over her arms, and she wasn't breathing at all.
Yeah, well, it's your worst fears, really. It's just your, you know, as a mum, as a wife, just to hear that, you know, your family's been in an accident and not being able to be there and help is the worst thing ever. You just got a phone call to say that obviously there'd been an accident and that Maisie was in quite a bad way by then.
While I'm doing all that, I noticed the air ambulance landing in the field next to us. It was quite difficult for me seeing her go into the ambulance. And Ben's come over and said that she's taken a bit of a turn for the worse. We've had to start doing all her breathing and things for her and bits and pieces like that. So it was quite difficult for me, to be honest with you, at that stage. It was dark, so the air ambulance couldn't take off at night. We went in a land ambulance to the Royal London Hospital, but all the crew, except for the pilot, went with us. Yeah,
when I actually did see Maisie, it was horrendous, really, really horrendous. Worst nightmare.
Found out that she'd had a double fracture to her skull, 2 bleeds on her brain, fractured tib and fib on her left leg, fractured tibia on her right leg, fractured wrist, and then loads of cuts and bruises all over her face and her arms. Sort of left her with a load of scarring. But, you know, without the air ambulance landing, then, you know, I wouldn't have my little girl here today. It's quite simple, really. You know, they saved her life. Can't say much more than that.
Her recovery is a long recovery, but she's doing fantastic, more than we would ever have hoped for. Back walking and talking and doing all age-appropriate things, and yeah, she's doing very well.
Hopefully she'll make a full recovery. Unfortunately, we won't know that until she's in her teens because of the damage she's had to her brain. But, you know, we've got our little toddler at the moment and she's mooching around doing what a 2.5-year-old does best, making me tidy up after all the time. She's doing well. She's taken off and she's a real inspiration.
Maisie definitely wouldn't be with us today if it wasn't for the Essex Air Ambulance. You know, I understand they were off duty when they were called out to the accident, but they came out anyway, and the fact that they actually had to work on Maisie out at the side of the road, you know, without that she wouldn't be here today. You know, it's a miracle, really.
After the accident, I found out that they'd taken a patient to Adam Brooks and they were on their way back to finish their duty, which I think was about 7 o'clock, so they were already off quarter of an hour late when they got the call, and then they stayed with us till God knows what time in the morning.
You know, we can never thank them enough for what they've done for us. It is a vital service, and you know, you never know when you're going to need them yourselves. Like us, you know, if anything does like that happen to your family, you would want them with you by your side.
They're just a massive support network, and they do really need everybody's help to keep them going, to keep them flying, to keep saving lives.
You know, the Essex Air Ambulance is actually on our doorstep, but prior to the accident we didn't really even appreciate what they do for people, and you know, what a vital service it is to people like us who, you know, when you need them, they are there for you.
You know, without the air ambulance being there and the level of expertise that are on board that aircraft, I wouldn't have my little girl. It is that simple. She'd be dead. Yeah.